Hello, everyone, and welcome to your Oregon Coast Breaking News, Lincoln County News Source Weekly News Brief. I'm Kira Morgan, bringing you the stories that are making headlines around Lincoln County and the Central Oregon Coast. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me, catching up on what's happening across our communities. Well, last week was very busy. Some board members from Lincoln County News Source and I went to Bend for 3 days to attend a journalism conference. It was a lot of work, but also a lot of fun, and we learned a lot. We've also been working this week on Mary Poppins Jr. Coastal Act Productions is doing the show for their summer theater. My granddaughter is in the show. It's her first major production. She's got some dance experience, but theater is a bit more work for her, and she's one of the younger ones in the group. So incorporating the singing and dancing, but she's getting there, and it's going to be a fantastic show. Anyone who is in Lincoln County can come see the show. I highly recommend it. These kids have been working very hard, and it's truly amazing to me the amount of work that they've been able to do to pull off a full musical production in just 8 days. Performances are Thursday and Friday night at 7 and Saturday at 2. You can get your tickets at coastarts.org. Let's begin by taking a look at our weather for this week. Lots of sunshine, a few morning marine clouds clearing in the afternoon. High temperatures, however, this week are pretty high for the coastal areas. It should be in the upper 60s to lower 70s. Overnight lows, we're looking at mid-50s. Inland communities are going to continue to see much warmer temperatures. So if you're heading over the Coast Range or if you live in the eastern area of Lincoln County, be prepared for significantly hotter temperatures. And also be aware of the smoke. We've had the wind change, and some of the smoke from those Central Oregon and Eastern Oregon fires are blowing this way. So use caution when you're outside this week. This week's podcast is brought to you by Green Sweep Junk Removal, proudly serving Lincoln County and the Central Oregon Coast. Whether you're cleaning out a garage, getting rid of old furniture, tackling an estate clean out, or just clearing out some yard debris, Clean Sweep makes the job easy, fast, reliable, and they're locally owned. They'll do the heavy lifting so you don't have to. So give Green Sweep Junk Removal a call, 541-362-2400. Now let's take a look at some of those news headlines from this last week. Authorities made an arrest in a local animal abuse case in Lincoln City. Nicholas Muma was arrested for animal abuse, and his dog Elyon is now under the care of Lincoln County Animal Services. While the investigation is continuing, investigators say the case remains active, and officials continue to remind the public to report any suspected animal neglect or abuse as quickly as possible. North Lincoln Fire and Rescue crews responded during the early morning hours of July 27th to a fully involved house fire. This was on Quay Road in Lincoln City. When firefighters arrived, flames had already spread to a nearby car and an RV. Firefighters launched an aggressive defense attack. Thankfully, there were no injuries that were reported. The cause of that fire still remains under investigation. If you're planning a visit to the Depoe Bay Whale Watch Center, keep this in mind. If you love the place as much as my family and I do, well, you need to make some adjustments for summer. Oregon State Parks and Recreation Department has announced that the Whale Watch Center will temporarily close this summer for renovation and repair work. Officials say the improvements will help preserve the facility while crafting a better visitor experience in the future. Now, you can still see your whales and other incredible wildlife there off of Depoe Bay. You just need to go right there on the wall, and you can park right there and check out some of the great ocean life there. Oregon State Marine Board has approved some new boating regulations for portions of the Siletz River. Now, those new rules include a maximum 15 horsepower motor and no wake zone between Jack Morgan Park and Old Mill Park. Also, no motorized boats will be allowed upstream of Old Mill Park, and no motors on tributaries above Jack Morgan Park. Now, the board has announced that they're going to delay implementation of these rules until March 31st of 2027. They said this will give anglers, boaters, and local businesses some additional time to prepare for those changes. The Oregon Coast Visitors Association announced that its award-winning accessibility film is now streaming on United Airlines' in-flight entertainment system. This is going to bring the Oregon Coast commitment to inclusive travel to millions of travelers around the world. The Oregon Coast film highlights accessibility and inclusive outdoor recreation and is receiving recognition and helping showcase the region as a destination everyone can enjoy. And speaking of parks and recreation and destinations, residents of Waldport now have another place to gather real soon and enjoy the outdoors along Highway 34 on the Alsea River. City officials in Waldport celebrated the addition of a new community park, providing more recreational opportunities for family and visitors. I want to give a big thank you to Clearwater Restaurant on the Newport Bayfront for sponsoring this week's podcast. Whether you're craving fresh local seafood, perfectly prepared steaks, or simply want to relax with incredible waterfront views, Clearwater offers a true Oregon Coast dining experience. Stop in for lunch or dinner, have a cocktail, watch the fishing boats come and go, enjoy the sea lions right at your feet, and friendly service in the heart of Newport's historic bayfront. That's where you'll find Clearwater Restaurant. Great food, unforgettable views, and proudly serving locals and visitors alike. This week's Lincoln County Sheriff's Office tip of the week has to do with summer pet safety. As the temperatures are climbing this summer, emergency responders are reminding everyone to never leave your pets unattended inside a parked car. Even with windows cracked, temperatures inside the vehicle can become deadly within minutes. And I know everyone has thought, oh, just leave the windows cracked, plenty of air will be able to get in. That's not the issue. The issue is how hot that car gets inside. If you're running errands, it is safe to just leave your four-legged furry friends at home where they can stay cool and comfortable. If you want more tips, go to the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. Let's take a look at some celebrity birthdays this week. On August 3rd, Martin Sheen and Tom Brady celebrated a birthday. August 4th, Barack Obama and Meghan Markle celebrated. M. Night Shyamalan has a birthday on August 6th. Charlize Theron and David Duchovny, August 7th. And on August 8th, Dustin Hoffman is celebrating. One of my favorite movies that he did was Rain Man, but I also really loved him in Tootsie. What was your favorite Dustin Hoffman film? Do you have one? If so, let me know. Just answer on the fan page through Buzzsprout. Here's a few events that happened during this week over the years. August 4th, 1790, the United States Coast Guard was established. We are very grateful for that and are grateful to have them here in Lincoln County, helping our fishermen and visitors alike. August 5th, 1962, Marilyn Monroe passed away. August 7th, 1782, George Washington created the Badge of Military Merit, which later became the Purple Heart. And on August 8th in 1974, President Nixon announced he would resign the presidency. Okay, here is your news quiz. Your news quiz question for this week. Which river will see new boating regulations beginning in March of 2027? Is it A, the Yaquina River, B, the Alsea River, C, the Siletz River, or D, the Salmon River? We'll have the answer on next week's podcast. If you know the answer, let me know through fan mail on Buzzsprout, or which I have the link to, and you can also send me a message on the Oregon Coast Breaking News Facebook page. So we'll have that answer for you next week as well. And best of luck to anyone who happens to know the answer. Let me know. That's been your Oregon Coast Breaking News weekly news brief for the week of August 3rd through the 8th. For breaking news as it happens, local government coverage, community events, and public safety information from around Lincoln County, go to OregonCoastBreakingNews.com or LincolnCountyNews.org. Check out the Facebook pages for both of those groups as well. Thanks for listening. I'm Kira Morgan. I hope you have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, stay cool, and I'll talk with you next time.